Introduction and agenda/outline. Hello, we've put a lot of work into fully digesting and fully understanding this case. We hope you find it to your satisfaction. We will begin with an overview of the situation, analysis, and identifications of issues within our case. Next, we will give our analysis and evaluation of the firm. Finally, we will discuss our options and recommendations that we believe will help the company succeed. We will split the reading of material between the three of us, Cole Twitchell, Cheyenne Hebner, and Nicholas. Situation analysis. In 2019, Yeti had seen a 17% increase in revenue over the fiscal 2018 year. They closed the year with sales of $914 million and a profit of over $50 million. In the US, Yeti coolers had captured the #1 spot. Awareness in the domestic market had risen from 2% in 2015 to 10% in 2018. The brand had become a cult icon for hunting, boating, and other outdoor sports communities. The brand could be found anywhere from hats to stickers or on SUVs. In spite of these positives, the recent tariff controversy between the US, China, and the EU had the potential to increase prices and thus reduce sales. Also, the COVID-19 pandemic caused an economic fallout that had a major impact on Yeti and its sales. Finally, a large number of competitors were emerging across the product line. All of these could spell doom for the company. The management team knew that to continue Yeti's success, the value of the brand must be maintained and increased. Mr. Riginas resolved to craft a strategy that would establish and maintain the upward trajectory of the company. Identification of issues. Expensive. This can be an issue for consumers as the prices are high and out of an affordable range. Competition. There are a lot of close competition that sell similar products of the same value or higher with better prices. And finally, availability. Yeti does not ship to some countries through their website, so you have to order them through Amazon.com or another store that will sell them. Some countries don't have the ability to purchase these items. Which of the 5 generic competitive strategies does Yeti employ? Of the 5 strategies, the one most closely employed by Yeti would be broad differentiation strategy. The argument could be made that they had shifted to this from a focused differentiation strategy. Yeti had been originally tailored to fishermen and hunters. Although they have continued to invest in the hunting and fishing communities, the customer base had dropped from 69% to 39% from 2015 to 2018. The reason for the switch to move to a more broad differentiation strategy is they now have a stronger grasp on the broader demographic. They have increased their influence with women, and brand awareness has almost tripled in the United States. In both cases, however, the brand has always been able to differentiate their products from their rivals. This has been a key factor in appealing to the broader spectrum of buyers. Key success factors in the industry. The most noticeable key success factors were found in the outdoor and recreational products include affordability without sacrificing quality, strong network of wholesale distributors and dealers, wide selection of products, well-known brand name, and lastly, national or global distribution capabilities. Yeti strategy. How Yeti outperforms their rivals and achieves superior profitability. Products and services. Yeti has been able to separate themselves from the competition with superior products, creating higher value. Positioning in the industry. Yeti has established themselves as a dominant force towards a target market. Competition. Yeti has been able to continuously compete by constantly innovating and releasing new products from coolers to merch. Operation. Yeti focuses on making a quality product innovative above the competition. In doing this, they are able to operate in a way to draw in more consumers. Marketing. Yeti's ability to market their products as durable and part of the outdoor lifestyle has been a major contribution to their success. Partnerships. Through Yeti's partnerships, they have been able to build strong relationships with organizations in order to help grow their company. Yeti strategy continued. We believe that Yeti's current strategy suits their needs in order to be able to grow. They have continuously grown and continue to improve year by year. They increase their sales each year, which is a major factor for their success. They have an excellent marketing history and have built positive relationships with major corporations and organizations. The effect of the pandemic was felt universally, and we believe that their current strategy, they will continue to grow the company. They have not been able to increase their influence in the domestic market. They are also flourishing in the international market. Sales have almost increased 10 times from 2017 to 2019. Through innovation, we believe that they have been successful in staying a step above their rivals, especially in such a competitive market.
Analysis and evaluation. Yeti has a very impressive market value, especially related to what they sell. Yeti has a very strong relationship with their retail partners, in specific Dick's Sporting Goods. Yeti sold 15% of their gross sales to Dick's Sporting Goods in 2018 and 2019. They are also retail partners with Bass Pro Shops, REI, Academy Sports Plus Outdoors, and Ace Hardwares. Not only has Yeti collaborated with these large national companies, but as well as over 4,800 independent retailers among Canada, United States, and Australia. The company realized that signing with independent retailers was affecting their business in relationship with key retail partners and was also affecting their company's strategy of direct-to-consumer sales. Partnerships are Yeti's largest source of their gross income from their products. Part of Yeti's strategy was to expand internationally, and as they continue to expand, they are also expanding their net income. In 2019, Yeti had sales worth $873,867 in the United States and $39,867 internationally. These international sales were conducted in Australia, United Kingdom, Europe, and New Zealand. Yeti has also developed partnerships and sponsors NASCAR and PBR bull riders. This offers Yeti mass advertising, which in itself is worth the sponsorships. They have also signed a deal in 2020 with Austin FC, which is a major league soccer team, and this sponsorship introduced Yeti to the professional soccer world, which has a huge culture surrounding it. Austin FC even includes Yeti in their visual identity. They also signed a multi-year sponsorship with the PGA, which is a golf tour, and receive advertising from the tour. Analysis and evaluation marketing. Yeti's marketing is directly linked to attracting active, outdoorsy, athletic individuals. Their marketing has been very successful in helping the company to be able to attract more customers and appeal to many groups of people. As stated before, they have developed partnerships with many impressive organizations, from professional bull riders to NASCAR. These two demographics have a wide difference in interests, yet Yeti appeals to both parties. Yeti has a large competitive demographic in the cooler and tumbler business, which meant that their marketing strategy had to stand out compared to the other companies with similar products. They advertised their products as strong and durable, which is held up to the test. This gave them an advantage over other companies because they were able to live up to their word of creating products that will outperform the rest of the competition. At the beginning of Yeti's production, they marketed towards huntermen and fishermen. Before producing final products, Yeti can now use 3D printers to create prototypes of their products that can show the production team of what the products could possibly look like. Analysis and evaluation, managerial competence. Yeti started as a co-owned company between Roy and Ryan, two brothers who were both firstly interested in creating outdoor products, mostly related to fishing. As the company grew, the brothers eventually sold the market share of Yeti and hired many other managers to take care of the business. The marketing managers of the company had seen a growing competitive market and high-quality tumbler scene. The managing team realized this and adapted to the competition by continuing to increase the market value and gaining more and more brand deals with other large companies. Matthew Reinchez, the company's CEO and president, crafted a strategy to keep Yeti in the upward trajectory of the market. The managing and marketing team continued to create new products and revise their existing products to keep on top of the competition. The managing team and marketing team have done a great job of keeping up with the latest trends and reading the consumer charts on what will help the company grow. Over the last 4 years, Yeti has increased their products from coolers to coolers, mugs, cups, tote bags, and unique storage containers. Analysis and evaluation, production value. Yeti is famous for their high-quality products. Originally, Roy, one of the founders of Yeti, began making boats out of college. He designed a boat with a cooler in the front of the boat, but found the coolers he had been using were too flimsy to be used in the boat. He began looking for third parties to produce a cooler that could withstand the trials of being in a boat. He later found a company in Thailand that created the exact kind of cooler Roy was looking for, but they came at a cost. This is when Roy decided to create the company Yeti, and his brother helped fund the project by selling his fishing rod company. They began outsourcing these Thai coolers, and they were selling them to outdoor and fishing tackle companies. Although the Thai coolers were reliable, Roy found a cooler in the Philippines that was more durable for their project. They redesigned the cooler and realized that they were expensive to make because of their high-quality materials they used. They figured they would have to sell their coolers for $300 to bring in $100 per cooler. So to resolve this conflict of finances, they sold the majority to Cortec Group Management Services, who requested 1% of sales, and they would fund the project. The largest problem that Yeti had faced with their products is the price that they have to sell at to ensure they make a profit from their products. Their competition may not have as high of quality, but they are much more affordable. Overall, Yeti's production value is very high, and their prices are difficult to afford for many people. Analysis and evaluation, financial. Recently, Yeti has been faced with certain financial struggles. One of the main problems that Yeti has been faced with is the recent tariff controversy between the United States, China, and European Union. These controversies could raise prices and cost Yeti sales. Secondly, COVID-19 has affected every business with the economic fallout, which has caused Yeti to lose domestic and foreign sales. Thirdly, there are many competitors entering the market with other high-quality products, similar to those of Yeti and often cheaper prices. This is concerning for Yeti because substitutions are often made when they are more affordable or because of the brand name that surrounds them. These competitive figures can affect Yeti's sales greatly, especially as the other brands continue to grow their businesses as well. Competition and rivalry. Yeti is one of the largest companies that sells outdoor recreation products, but this company still has competition in this market since Yeti can be quite expensive, depending on the item and the consumer's financial situation. A good comparison would be Hydro Flask, since they are a well-known brand which gets noticed mainly through social media. Hydro Flask sells tumblers 16 ounces for the price of $27.95. Yeti has their Rambler tumblers that range from the prices $34.99 to $39.99, depending on the size. There are plenty of other brands who sell the same type of these recreational products at a lower price for equal to higher value than what Yeti is offering.
The Yeti SWOT analysis. So strengths, quality, strong brand reputation. Weaknesses, the brand is expensive and very specific. It's a very specific consumer market. Opportunities, expanding market, continued brand development and marketing. Threats, the economic downturn due to COVID-19, a highly competitive market, and more affordable options. Options and recommendations. Over the course of 2020, Yeti had suffered through major setbacks. At the beginning of the pandemic, their share price had plummeted from over $35 to less than $17. Going into the mid-year of 2020, the company still experienced some growth within the company. Sales increased in the United States and even internationally. Despite the pandemic, the management process decided to take advantage of their opportunities regardless of the external environment threats of COVID-19. Other companies wanted and are still trying to take Yeti off the top spot for leading brand of selling coolers, drinkware, and other products. Come to 2021 and 2022, Yeti saw an increase of 15% in operating income, which was $93.7 million. This increase from 2019 when the company's net sales was $913,000 million. Whatever. The company's strategy of expanding the items they sell based on consumer preference has clearly shown that the strategy is working in favor of Yeti. Options and recommendations continued. One of the largest strategic issues that Yeti had faced in the last few years were the external factors of COVID-19. They have affected their company. Many people cannot afford Yeti products in general, but when there is a work shortage because of COVID-19, even less people found it affordable. Although Yeti has grown quite an impressive portfolio for their company, and many seem to love their products, one of their biggest strategic issues is that they are definitely not the first to use the strategy to promote insulated mugs and coolers. Brands such as Coleman, Pelican, Corkcicle, Hydro Flask, etc. have either entered the market around the same time as Yeti or before Yeti and have produced very similar products at more reasonable prices. At the beginning of Yeti becoming a company, the creators had realized that the quality of their coolers comes at a cost, and the amount that they would have to sell their coolers at were way too high for the cooler market. This background shaped the way that Yeti sold their coolers. Recommendations. Some recommendations that would help improve the company's strategy would be lowering the cost of their products. There's a lot of competitors that have joined the cooler and tumbler market, as well as more competitors trying to get into this market. Yeti lowering their prices would create a stronger competitive advantage since everyone knows the quality of their products are excellent. Having them at a cheaper price would benefit the company more than not. Lowering the price will have more of an increase on sales rather than a decrease. Lowering the cost of their products could start off with a flash sale and profits increase to determine how low Yeti should lower their prices of their coolers and tumblers. Decreasing prices will be hard due to the recent tariff controversy between the US, China, and the EU, and potential to increase prices and reduce sales. Since Yeti doesn't ever really have sales on their items, they could hold sales periodically to start. Once the tariff controversy and COVID-19 effects began to start dialing down and not greatly impacting sales, this would be a great alternative to get sales to increase. Recommendations continued. After analyzing the Yeti company and the spot they are in, they have a lot of potential to keep their spot as a top seller for coolers and tumblers. If they don't put so much money into creating prototypes with a 3D printer, they can put the money into use for marketing objectives to create more brand awareness. Creating advertisements that show why the company is as expensive as it is, and even some background information. Yeti has many opportunities. Yeti has the brand reputation of having great products, but the extra profits used should be put to more valuable use, or at least a decent portion of any extra profits. Creating more brand awareness for consumers may show them why the product is so expensive, because creating the marketing component could potentially show the inside business, and consumers could get a good feel on what the company is actually about with their values and beliefs as a company. After looking through the Yeti website and the case study reading, it has also crossed minds that Yeti should sell off their website in more countries. Some countries do not have access to Amazon, and not every country has the same type of stores that we have, like Mark's Work Wearhouse and Canadian Tire. If Yeti could sell off their website to more countries, it would increase international sales and create brand recognition across the world more than it is already.